And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are live at Brackham Paving and Asphalt Maintenance on this Tuesday, November the 28th, 2017. Countdown to Christmas. You're at 26 days from today. And this is show number 642. See behind me here, this one, Brackham Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. That's where we are broadcasting live. We're going to be talking to Spencer coming up. We've got Joe Vento with a preview of East Tennessee State Buck basketball. See what's going on with the Bucks between now and the middle of December. They got a big road test at Fordham, so we'll talk to Joe Vento about that coming up here in a few minutes. Rob Cole joins us from Bays Mountain Park. See what's going on there. Our weekly visit with what's going on up on the mountain. A great time to get a good Christmas, very practical Christmas gift from Bays Mountain Park. Also, Kevin Harmon joins us. What is the very latest on the fiasco, if you will, in Knoxville? The hiring of the next football coach at Tennessee. We're going to be talking to Kevin. We told him we'd call him yesterday. From yesterday's show, and it's a continual what's happening in K-Town, so we're going to do that a little bit later on the show as well. Let's see, Joe Vento, Rob Cole, Kevin, Spencer, of course, the owner here at Brackham Paving, all that and more here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and I'm telling you, it's I would be nothing without him, and we all are, but I can tell you that I'd be in a boatload of trouble without the Lord, not this man, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But out of the book of Isaiah 49:16 says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. I will never leave you. I'm not going to turn my back on you. You ever had somebody turn your back on you? Oh, yeah. He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. I've engraved you on the palm of my hands. Same hands went up on the cross and had those nails driven through those hands for you and me. He says, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. There we go. I think it's probably time. Probably time for a new bell. Seems like acts like the old bell ain't what it used to be. So let's try that. Oh, I'm hitting it too hard. Anyway, we're here live, ready to go again at Brackham Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726, the number to call. They've had a great year, and so gearing up for 2018. Paving's kind of down for now for all intents and purposes. However, they do have asphalt maintenance going on, and Spencer's going to tell us all about that coming up here in just a little while. So we'll take our first break. Hey, don't forget to be sure and retweet and share what we're doing here. Why would you want to do that? Because it's going to put money in your pocket. And let's see, where is it? It's up the Cash for Christmas. Boom, right here. Check this out. Share or retweet images or videos from the show and be automatically entered to win $100 cash and other prizes. Started yesterday, runs through Thursday, December the 14th. Winners will be announced on Friday, December the 15th. There's going to be multiple winners, but the first place winner going to put $100 cash in your hand. Again, one share or retweet equals one entry. There is no limit on the number of entries you can make, so the more the merrier. The more times you share this and retweet the video and share the show out to somebody else, just share it. That puts an opportunity for you to win $100 cash about a week out from Christmas. Not too bad at all. So wish I could, but I can't, but you can. And so you can check it out again by going to just share it and retweet it, and we'll take care of the rest. I know Jeremiah and Mike will be kind of collaborating on that and counting that up and keeping tabs on it, if you will. So it's all good. Okay, social media as we go to the break. We're going to come back and take a look at college football. Got some more movement in college football since yesterday. And so I want to say hello to Chris Payne and also hello to Darius Hensley and also to Renee and Jerry McNeil and some of the folks who are watching the show. So we've worked it out, so we got a new chance to we're going to test this puppy, but I tested it last night at the Sprint office, our great sponsor here at Sprint. And so who do you think needs to be the next football coach at Tennessee? Send it to me on social media on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and see what you think. It's not going to be Jason Witten. It's not going to be Lane Kiffin. I don't think it's going to be John Gruden. So Witten came out yesterday, and I don't even know where that came from, but he quickly dispelled that and said no. I mean, this is no disrespect to Jason Witten, but he has no coaching experience, none whatsoever. Does it mean he can't coach? No. Doesn't mean he can't coach, but it does mean he has no coaching experience on any level to jump in and be a coach of a Division I football team. Could he be a coach someday? Absolutely. I think he would be a great football coach, starting out as a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator or a linebacker coach or whatever, but to go from zero to a head coach in a D1 school, and he'd be a great ambassador for the schools, no question, but Jason Witten quickly came out and said, nah, not right now in the cards for me. So anyway, who do you think is going to be or should be the next football coach at Tennessee, and why? Let me know on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll jump in, talk a little college football next year on show number 642 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance here in Blunt, Vegas, right around the corner from Tri-Cities Regional Airport. That's where we are on this Tuesday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with a jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance here on this Tuesday, November the 28th. Alan Fish says during the break, why is Les Miles not being mentioned? I agree with him 100%. 64-year-old guy. He's won a national championship. Kind of got booted out at LSU a year ago. 64 years old. I guess age would have something to do with it, but he's sitting, waiting in the wings, and why is he not being mentioned? I think that's a very legitimate question. Again, that a young man, Alan Fish, thank you, sir. The Vols, he says the Vols will settle with T. Martin. Who do you think is going to be the next football coach, or who do you think should be the next football coach at Tennessee? I'm with Alan Fish. I think you ought to take a look at Les Miles. The guy, he can recruit. Obviously had some great talent at LSU back in the day. He won a national championship with that football team. He was in the hunt just about every year, and so could recruit the whiz out of those kids out of Louisiana and Texas and other places. So I'm with him. Let's give you some updates on some guys that's not coming to Tennessee. The story's coming out this morning and yesterday that David Cutcliffe says, yes, I have been contacted and no, I'm not interested. How about that? So he says, thanks, but no thanks. See, here's something else we're going to run into, and I'm telling you it's happening right now. Tennessee is not that, it's just not that sharp, polished of an apple of a job, for lack of a better term. I'm telling you. A lot of these coaches, you know, they see the fan base, they see the expectations, realistic, unrealistic, and so David Cutcliffe says, no, thanks, but no thanks, I'm not interested. Kurt Stevenson says, morning, Tom, enjoy your show. Think they should get Fuller, Manning, and Martin on the board for hiring a coach. I think it should be Philip Fulmer. The guy's there. He's a proven winner. We didn't like him before, but he looks pretty good now, what he did, and did it consistently. So he's already there. Brings in T. Martin from Southern Cal, who's the offensive coordinator there, brings him in and lets him get acclimated to being an offensive coordinator, and then maybe ultimately turn the reins over to him. Leaf, Fulmer's on staff. He's there. He knows the program. He's evolved for life. John Curry, obviously it's a PR nightmare what he has done down there. And so Kurt Stevenson, I think you're there. Fulmer, Manning, T. Martin, put him on the board for hiring a coach. I say put Philip on there. Just come out and say, this is a 2-year gig, hit the ground recruiting. The kid at Knox Catholic that is decommitted to UT, obviously Philip Fulmer can reach out to him and get him. Thanks. Yep, I think so too, Kurt. Would be a great short-time fix for sure. So that's me. He's already on staff. He's evolved for life. He was a winner before. He can help with recruiting. Look what he did up at East Tennessee State to help Coach Torbush get that football program back up and running. So it's a no-brainer to me. Plus, the guys like Albert Haynesworth who said we're going to close that checkbook till Tennessee shows me they're ready to play football and to act like they got some sense and get things together and do it the right way. That opens that back up. So he was always a great recruiter. You're exactly right, Kurt. So anyway, David Cutcliffe said thanks but no thanks. But what I was getting ready to say, he's 102-96 and 16 seasons as the head coach at Ole Miss and Duke. He's 63 years old. I think age may have something to do with some of these guys. I mean, you know, they're not 35 and 40 years old anymore. But anyway, another guy off the books, Matt Campbell, Iowa State, 6-year extension, so he's not going anywhere. Frost still may be the guy heading off to Nebraska. So Tennessee's put themselves in a position where they've waited. It was a hurry-up-and-wait situation. And so now you've got, as we've talked about yesterday, Chip Kelly's at UCLA, Dan Mullins at Mississippi State, Mike Norvell from Memphis. That's a possibility. But, again, Cutcliffe says thanks, but no thanks. And then the story yesterday, which I know him and know of him and been around him, Jason Witten coming back to be the football coach at Tennessee. There's not a snowball's chance, and simply because he has no experience. Now, as we said before the break, he'd be a great ambassador for this program. I think it would be a chance for Jason Witten to come in there at some point and get involved in the coaching. He's not going to play but a couple of more years, I wouldn't think, at Dallas. But, this is quote Witten, and we've got Spencer here. We're going to get him on. Coaching is something I can see myself down the road having one of those opportunities. But right now, I'm all in with this team, and my feet are planted firmly here, talking about Dallas. And this opportunity I have in 2017 and getting it right this week. Not only that, but I really love this team we have and what we're trying to build and get it right now and for beyond and for the future. So, definitely slim pickings out there. Take the proven coach and build on excellence. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that's about the most pitiful bell. Does that bell sound like it's busted to you?
Well, you had the wire on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, April's bell is, let's see, let's hit this right here, make sure you're on, and there you are, now you're cooking.
Okay.
So get April's bell in here. So anyway, Les Miles, that's certainly an opportunity. Who do you think should be the next football coach at Tennessee? Let me know. Again, the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. While you're doing that and while we'll just kind of kick it around as we go forward here, let's bring him on. Let's talk about from my man from the standpoint. There he is, the owner of Bracken Paving. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Who do you think should be the coach of Tennessee?
I have no idea.
Now,
I just know whoever wants to be the coach should wait for another 2 or 3 coaches to get through.
You got that right. Kurt says I need more cowbell.
Yeah.
That thing is kind of pitiful. I'm going to have to go get me a new bell today. But here's the thing with Tennessee's coaching position. People say what they want to. It's not as glamorous as it once was. You know, the fan base, the expectations. I mean, they turn on you, I guess would be the way to say.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they want to win. Everybody wants to win.
Sure, but you've got to have some patience too. You can't do it overnight.
Oh yeah, you got to build a team, and you got to, you got to have some good recruiters too. I mean, your recruiters have got to get the players in there that can play ball, and the coaches got to coach. So, it takes a while to build that team. And,
it does.
I think you had a great quarterback last year. He carried. I think he carried the team. He carried the coach, and this year, proof's in the pudding, right?
There you go. Proof's in the pudding. Old Josh Dobbs looking better all the time, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But
anyway, they moved on, and so we're going to try and find us a coach, and it's not going to be Jason Witten. It's not going to be David Cutcliffe.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We got Kevin Harmon coming up a little bit later in the show to talk about it. Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, man. I'm looking at the extended weather forecast coming over here this morning. 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Can you still pave? Or are you still paving?
We can still pave. We're still paving. It's drawing to a close though. It's getting a little bit slow for us. We've got some work in the pipe, but waiting on some jobs to get ready and doing that. We're closing down the seal coating at this time though. It's getting a little too cold too. There might be a couple of things going on. I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I just know it's slim right now, and got some infrared still going on. Crack fill, great time to crack fill. Anybody need some crack sealing done?
Now let's talk about because what happens once we do get cold weather.
The cracks start to open up. The asphalt starts to shrink, pull back. The cracks get wider, and it's the best time actually to crack seal in the wintertime. If you got small jobs, it's probably going to be more expensive that way. But if you got larger jobs, it's a great time to do it. It's probably when you should do it, and get those sealed up before the snow comes. Before it rains and freezes, freeze-thaw cycles here. We get a lot of that going on this time of the year. If you get any rain, which we're going to get some. Good thing, though, is the temperatures are still high. But, hey, man, Christmas is right around the corner, cold weather.
Yep, and that's what I was getting ready to say, that you guys have taught me, you and Tommy have taught me, that one of the worst things for your asphalt is simply the fact that it freezes and thaws.
Yep.
Freezes and thaws, and that creates cracks in your
Well,
asphalt,
it opens the cracks up, water gets in there, and then gets down in that base again, get that base soft. But not only that, the ice is really bad. If you get the water down and it really does freeze, it is going to push it up. It creates more damage that way. So, it's weather is definitely water, and weather is definitely not good when you got cracks. Get it sealed up so the water doesn't get under there. Want to get that water out, away from the base.
Don Spencer again from Bracken Paving, 323-8726, the number to call. And so they are still doing that, and they're still doing the crack sealing. What else? The infrared? Can you still
infrared,
do that?
Yeah, we're still doing a little bit of infrared repair, patchwork, and with that. If the weather gets too cold, then it can't heat it up as quick. It slows the process down. If it gets way too cold, then we're done with that. But right now we're doing some repairs for different areas in Tri-Cities and different homeowners, some stuff out in Churchill and things that we do out there. So so if you need some pothole repair or patching on that end, it's a great time of the year to do it. Let's get it done before the cold weather gets here and freezes up under there for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing like a pothole to really mess it up. Grow, get bigger, not good.
Get the spider cracks too, right?
Yep. Yeah, sometimes, we do a lot of repair on spider cracks. We call it alligator cracks because it looks like an alligator's back. But it works on that. Now, if you got mud coming through, it won't work. But if you don't, it's a good possibility we can fix it.
Yep, 323-8726 the number to call. And so I know Tommy's out now, though. He's taking quotes for 2018, right?
He is, sure is. Trying, good time of the year to get booked up for the spring. If you got some work that seal coating you need done for the spring, get up there and get on that list, get first, and maybe Tom will even throw you a little discount in there. So,
he's down in Rogersville and Churchill. She told me this morning working.
Well, we're trying to get down in that area, try to build up some customers down there. Doing that, when we're Bracken Paving, we're also trying to get into. We bought us a curb machine, so we're doing concrete curbing. gutter, covering gutter. We've done some this year. We're getting into that, and we're probably going to start doing some concrete pads also out there. So doing a little concrete work, asphalt and concrete. How about that?
Being multi-dimensional.
Well, just bracken paving, man.
Bracken paving.
That's it.
Concrete and asphalt.
That's it.
Now, striping parking lots. Can we do that this time of year?
Yeah, 40 degrees and rising.
As long as it's 40 degrees and
40
above.
degrees and above, yeah.
Yep.
Seal coating's 50 and above. Striping's 40 and above.
So, salt, what else fades out striping on the parking lot?
Well, mostly just, the wear, the sun. But the wear, cars driving on it this and that the other time. And, cold weather sometimes will make it flake, So, if you put it down too cold, of course it'll flake. But, it's just driving on it, people turning on it. That fades the paint. Paint lasts for a long time. I mean, it really does. 4 or 5 years or so forth, So if you've got some dim lines out there, and striping is not that expensive. You can do a parking lot for, I say a parking lot, not like, Lowe's parking lot, but like a little mini area, like 10, 15 stripes, 20 stripes, you can do for less than $300.
Coming up, we got some more college football. We're going to talk about top 25 college basketball polls out. We'll talk about that. Joe Vento joins at the bottom of the hour. Coming up in just a few minutes, going to get a live report from Joe as they're heading off. He's following the Buccaneer basketball team to play at Fordham. He's going to give us a live report from John City Press's Joe Vento. So, talking to Spencer, 323-8726, the number to call. And so that's all we need to do, set up an appointment. April will answer the phone, send Tommy out, and away we go, right?
Yep, away we go.
Yep. So
that's good. Yeah, give us a call.
Yeah.
Still doing estimates, free estimates.
Free estimates for 2018, and what he gives you the estimate now is good for what, 6 months? Is that right?
If the prices don't move, they're usually good for a year. I mean, we say 2, 3, 4 months, but most of the time we honor them for a year. You know, it's as long as nothing happens crazy.
So if you need a quote now, why would you not when it's a little bit slower than it is when it's crazy in the spring and summer? Let Tom come by and give you a quote, and it stands good for at least the spring. Anyway,
oh, yeah, it'd be good for the spring. Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, nothing's going to change them. I hope nothing's going to change it. Everything changes. So, but we'll honor that quote. Sure enough.
Have you still boycotted the National Football League?
I ain't watched a game of it.
That's what I'm talking
I don't
about.
even know what Dallas is doing.
No.
Dallas is my team, but I don't know what they're doing. And I was going to go see them this year, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So
when Marshawn Lynch. Of course, I've been mad at him all along, but when Lynch stood up for the Mexican national anthem in Mexico and set, the Raiders played the Patriots a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you knew this. Played them down there in Mexico City. The regular game counted. But Marshawn Lynch of the Raiders stood for the Mexican national anthem and sat for our national anthem. That's it for me. And nothing's been said to him. Nothing's been done. They don't need me to promote him. So.
Well, who's going to go? What bowl games we got coming up? Who's doing?
Well, I'm going to let you pick right here. I'm going to put you on the test before we take a quick break. I'm going to let you tell me who you think's going to win these football games. There you go.
Whatever their bowl game is.
They're playing Miami.
Well, there we go.
So what did I do with it? I just had it. Clemson, Miami, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. Who you like there? Oh, here it is. Okay.
I would pick Ohio State, but I could be dead wrong.
Okay. We'll put Spencer down here.
Yeah,
all right.
Anything about what I'm talking about, but here we are.
Ohio State, Wisconsin?
Ohio State.
All right. Miami and Clemson. You already said Clemson. He loves Clemson. I like old Dabo. Georgia and Auburn, the SEC championship.
I'll take Georgia on that.
Okay. Texas Christian and Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship.
Well, let's say, why not Texas Christian?
The Horned Frogs.
We'll pull for them anyway.
Okay, and then the AAC championship, Memphis and Central Florida. Now, here's a cool story. Memphis, Riley Ferguson, who was at UT, transferred out because Butch Jones wouldn't play him. His grandfather preaches right up here at Gunnings Church.
Really?
Bob Ferguson. Huh. Yeah. So that's a little local tie for the. He's having a heck of a year too. So.
I don't know. I think this one over here.
Going to Central Florida.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I may be wrong about that.
And then Southern Cal and Stanford for the Pac-12 championship.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Who? Southern Cal?
Yeah.
Southern Cal.
I don't know.
All right.
If
I don't
right
know.
on all there's a miracle that happened.
Winter chicken dinner's all I Yeah, I'm like you. You never know. Crazy things have happened. You come back in a little while, you got to go.
Maybe I'll come back in a little while.
Good.
I'm going to watch that Clemson game. I will watch that. That'll be my bowl game that I'll watch if I can get it.
Yeah.
Because I can turn the cable on. So.
Be Saturday night at 8 o'clock on ABC.
I'll watch it.
You're there.
It's me.
The
I'm there.
Clemson 11-1 and Miami 10-1. Heck of a ball game. Two great Christian coaches, Mark Richt and Dabo Swinney. Huge in FCA guys, which I'm all about that. So let's hit that wimpy bell again.
My thing is wimpy.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm gonna mess with that.
See, it's just not working. Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to get us. April, there's a country song. April sabotaged my bell.
There you go.
All right, appreciate you. Come back in a few minutes. Yep. Good man right there. I enjoy him so much. Again, he's a good feller, and we love to come over here and hang out with him. They're one of our great sponsors. 323-8726 is the number to call. Joe Vento joins us coming up next year. Kurt Stevenson says, think the NFL will ever step up and slap a fine on the boys that set or kneel? No, they would have already done it. Roger Goodell, spineless, I'm telling you. And, that's my take. And so there's no way that these guys should not have something done to them. But it's hitting them in the pocketbook, and the sales and the viewership's down. The sponsors are squalling because they're not getting the sales. Namely, Papa John's is one of those, and so it's look here, she has brought me. Now listen, that's bell number one's much better. This bell number two is really pitiful. So I'm going to borrow. There's a country song. I'm going to borrow April's bell for a few minutes. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll talk Buck basketball with Joe Vento from the Johnson City Press. He joins us coming up next, show number 642 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, as we go to the break, I want to remind you, you can hit it right here. Cash for Christmas bonus right there. $100 cash when you share or retweet our show. And every time you do it, one share retweet equals one entry. And the more you do it, no limit on the number of entries you can make. The more you do it, as we're tracking it, we can do that. And so the more that you do, the more that you share, more you retweet, more chances you have to win $100 on December the 15th, which I'd love to have $100. Look like Billy Idol. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We will talk to Joe Vento next. Buck basketball here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, let's go to the phone. He's there, Joe Vento, representing the Johnson City Press, and he's on the road with the East Tennessee State Buccaneer basketball team. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing great, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much for checking in with us. You're on the road, and where are you, and where are the Bucs playing up next? Is it at Fordham? Is that right?
Yep, the Bucs play at Fordham tomorrow night. I am presently in Clifton, New Jersey, visiting family on the way up. The game's tomorrow night. And it's a game that a team ETSU played last year in Johnson City, so this is the return game as part of that contract.
So it's a home and away situation with the Bucs and Fordham. So, Joe, grade this basketball team right now, A, B, C, or D. Where are they right now, in your humble opinion?
I'd give them an incomplete. How's that? They have shown enough good things to think that maybe they can recapture the magic that they had last year, but they've also got enough question marks to show that maybe they won't. That's why I call it incomplete and don't give it a letter grade. They don't have anybody at this point that has taken the bull by the horns and become a consistent, aggressive scorer like they've had in the last 2 years with the senior guards and Juwan Gwynn and TJ Cromer. Desante Bradford was expected to fall into that role, but at this point he has not shown a propensity to score like that. He's always been kind of a passive player, a great role player, and a great secondary player. What they need out of him is to kind of pick it up a little bit and be a little more aggressive.
Peter Jerkin, the 7-footer in the middle. As this kid coming on, at 7 foot, you'd think he'd be a very dominant player. I don't think he's really hit his potential yet, but do you see strides in him getting in that direction?
Well, you'd think you'd hit your potential by now. This is his 6th year of college basketball.
Exactly.
Count the years that he sat out. Peter Jerkin is a matchup problem, and it goes both ways. When the matchup is in ETSU's favor, him being 7 feet tall, really causes problems for the opposition. If the other team center is a little bit smaller and very quick and maybe steps outside to shoot 3-pointers, then Steve Forbes won't even put him on the court. He did not play 1 minute against Savannah State, and then a few nights later he scored 17 points against Kentucky. And when he did that 17-point game, we were kind of expecting maybe that would be his breakout game. And then against Delaware State, I guess it was against Troy. He was 1 for 7 from the field. So, it's just a game-to-game thing with him because of the matchups and just frankly because of the way he plays.
Yeah, how can you be 7 feet and go out and not play, or not get to play, or when you get out there be 3 or 4 points a game? I don't get that because if I'm 7-1.
Well, the game that
go ahead.
No, the game he didn't play, Savannah State basically plays 5 guards,
right,
and they lead the country in 3-point shots. That's all they do. So he would have basically been running around the court with nobody to cover. But, sometimes that matchup goes in your favor at the other end. They have nobody that could cover him. If you can have the patience to stick with him on the defensive end, he may give you something that makes it worth the while on offense. But at this point, just one big game, one decent game, and just a bunch of others.
We're talking to our buddy. Hello, Jerry McNeil, by the way, watching the show. Thank you. And Kurt Stevenson and Alan Fish, thank you for some of the folks watching the show. We're live again with Joe Vento. He's on the road with the Buck basketball team. Joe, I thought the Bucks, even though they lose by 17 at Rupp Arena against Kentucky, I thought, I don't know if I'm not into moral victories, but I thought this basketball team showed me something going up there and playing, and at one point led Kentucky by 8 or 10 points in the first half. They lose by 17, but was that promising for Buck basketball to do that well at Kentucky?
It was promising for the fact that they competed with a team that's as talented as any team in the country for 40 minutes. They just stopped making shots. With a couple minutes left in the first half, they went cold, and the lead that they had kind of disappeared. Yet it was still only a 6-point game at halftime, so it was anybody's game. And then they missed the first 10 shots to come out and start the second half. And that seems to be maybe a problem that they have from time to time. They don't have the greatest outside shooting at this point. They still think they have the shooters, but they've yet to do it on a consistent basis, which goes back to why I gave them an incomplete grade, because I still think the potential's there. But yeah, battling with Kentucky like that certainly helped their confidence, and it showed that they can play with some really good teams.
Donald Joe Vento again covering Buck basketball. They're at Fordham tonight. After tonight, where do the Bucks go?
Tomorrow.
I'm sorry, tomorrow night. After tomorrow night, where do the Bucks go?
Well, they come back home and face Northern Kentucky. And that's the team that beat them by 18 to start the season up in outside of Cincinnati. So they got a home and home with Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky played in the NCAA tournament last year, lost to Kentucky by single digits in the NCAA tournament, and is just a really, really solid program with a couple of good big guys that shoot threes, which is what I described earlier with the problem with trying to have Peter Jerkin cover guys. So that's on December 6th. That's the next home game, and it'll be interesting to see how much progress ETSU has made since that opening night when they lost by 18 on the road.
We're talking to Joe Vento. Before I let you go, Coach Forbes has signed 3 kids. Looks like some pretty good guys coming in to help Buck basketball in the future. Tell me about it.
Well, keep this in mind. At this point, everybody who signed looks like an All-American because everybody. You look at their stats and they're all good. But out of this class, he's got some pieces that he needs. Carlos Curtis, 6'3" shooting guard from Milwaukee. He actually signed during the signing period, but kind of kept it a secret until the night that Tennessee played Kentucky. ETSU played Kentucky. He wanted to have a ceremony with his family in town for Thanksgiving. So he's a kind of a combo guard, but I think he's more of a shooter. But he's 6'3" and can really score, and led his team to the city championship in Milwaukee as a junior. And he looks like the jewel of the class right now.
Joe Vento with us again tomorrow night at Fordham against the Rams. Tip-off time is what time tomorrow night, my friend?
Tip-off is at 7 o'clock, and one piece of news, David Burrell will not be playing. He broke his nose a couple games ago and tried to play with a mask. He took the mask off and had 12 rebounds against Troy, but he had some surgery yesterday, and he's going to be out for about a week. They called it minor surgery, but they're not really allowed to tell us anything, so we're just assuming that he'll be back soon and maybe in time for the Northern Kentucky game.
So we'll read about what you have to say about the game in Thursday's edition of the John City Press. Is that correct?
Yep, we'll have a little preview of the game tomorrow, and then write up on the game on Thursday, and then we'll be coming back home.
There you go. We'll get you back on real soon, talk about Buck football, because I guess they're out on the trail pounding the pavement doing some recruiting right now for Bucks for next year. So we'll get an update from you on that in the near future, all right?
Sounds good, Tom.
Yes, sir. Great job, my friend. Be safe. Thank you for your time. You're awesome.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. I tell you what, he is top shelf. I love talking to Joe Vento. That guy's good. Again, covering the Bucks on the road. They play tomorrow night, as you heard him say, at Fordham against the Rams, and tip-off tomorrow night again. Then they're coming back home for Northern Kentucky for the weekend. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Let's take a look at college basketball from last night. And also from going on tonight involving top 25 college basketball and the NBA. And so let's take a look from last night. Not a whole lot going on and last night in college basketball. Cincinnati got a win. Bearcats win. So let's take a look at the top 25. And it goes like this. The new top 25 in college hoops starts off with probably no surprise to you that Duke is with 30 first-place votes, the number one team in the country this week. Kansas with 1 first-place vote is second. Michigan State is third. Villanova fourth. Notre Dame fifth this week. Florida at sixth. Kentucky seventh. Wichita State eighth. The Cincinnati Bearcats are ninth. And rounding out the top 10 are the Aggies from Texas A&M. North Carolina, the defending national champions. Tar Heels at number 11. Minnesota 12th. Miami 13th. Gonzaga 14th. Virginia, the Cavaliers 15th this week in the latest men's poll. Baylor is 16th. Louisville, the Cardinals 17th. A story about Rick Pitino in a moment. 18th is Southern California. West Virginia, the Mountaineers, 19th this week in the latest men's poll. And rounding out the top 20 are the Musketeers of Xavier. Arizona State, Texas Tech, Creighton, Seton Hall, and UCLA are your final 5 to make up the top 25 in college basketball tonight. Got a good matchup. You've got number 16 Baylor. The Bears will be at Xavier, take on the 20th ranked Musketeers tonight. Also, number 2 Kansas playing host to the Toledo Rockets. Again, Kansas at 5-0. By the way, Baylor, the previous game, the Baylor Bears at 5-0 and Xavier at 5-1. Good matchup tonight, again, between those two. 8th ranked Wichita State, the Shockers, 4-1, hosting Savannah State, 2-5 tonight. And again, for the Shockers, again, 8th in the country. And also, you round out the top 25 games tonight. 17th ranked Louisville. The Cardinals will be in Purdue to battle the Boilermakers, or taking on the Boilermakers. Again, an 8 o'clock tip-off. You can watch that one on ESPN coming up again later on this evening. Louisville Cardinal basketball, did he or did he not? I like Rick Pitino. I think he's a heck of a coach. I think he's proven that, but his off-court just keeps him in trouble, and so he didn't know anything allegedly about all the problems with the dancers and the strippers and all that went on in the men's dorm for 4 or 5 years. The lady came out with a book about that, about the escort service and all that, and he said, I didn't have a clue, didn't know anything about it. He has said he didn't know anything about the shoe scandal that he's involved in. It ultimately cost him his job. Well, guess what? Adidas is coming out and saying, oh, yeah, yes, he did know. So let me bring you the story about Rick Pitino. Pitino's maintained that he had no knowledge of Louisville basketball recruits being paid or bribed to play for the school. However, Adidas, the tennis shoe company, begs to differ. It says, au contraire, as they say, as Lee Corso says. Adidas has asked a federal judge to dismiss Pitino's lawsuit against the tennis shoe company, according to sources citing evidence that suggests Pitino was, quote, both aware and supported the scheme to funnel money to recruits. The evidence cited by Adidas against Pitino from the complaint includes all allegations that the former coach was asked to call an Adidas executive, James Gatto, G-A-T-T-O, to get more funding for a recruit. The company points out that Pitino allegedly called James Gatto 3 times before the recruit announced his commitment. So this guy's saying, Pitino's calling up and saying, I need some more cash to sway this kid to come play at Louisville. Hall of Fame coach filed a suit against Adidas in October, alleging the company deliberately damaged his reputation. In that lawsuit, Pitino claims he had no knowledge of an alleged $100,000 payment being made to former Louisville recruit Brian Bowen, now a freshman at Louisville, despite evidence uncovered by the FBI to the contrary. So, in the petition from Adidas, asking Pitino's lawsuit to be dismissed, it also brings up the history of Pitino's troubles at Louisville, including for recent recruiting violations involving sex acts performed for underage basketball recruits. So it just gets stinkier and stinkier, if that's the right terminology. And so Rick Pitino says no knowledge. Adidas says, oh, yes, he did. In fact, they've got it where he's called an Adidas executive, James Gatto, 3 times to get more money, saying, hey, we need a little bit more jack coming this way to get this kid to come and be a part of Louisville basketball. So, interesting. So, again, tonight, you've got Baylor at Xavier, Kansas hosting Toledo, Wichita State home to Savannah State, and Louisville will be at Purdue in men's top 25 college basketball. Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live on the road again. We are. We're traveling today, and we're traveling every day, but today we're at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. You can see behind us here on the screen. 323-8726 is the number to call. 323-8726. NBA last night. Who won, who lost? A couple of good matchups. Detroit putting the skids to Boston. The Celtics are now 18-4, but Detroit beat them in Boston 118-108. Sacramento stopping the defending world champion Golden State Warriors, beat them by 4, 110-106. Other winners last night, Cavaliers, a 22-point win over Philadelphia. Indiana beat Orlando by 12. It was Portland with a 12-point win over the Knickerbockers. Houston, 14-point win over Brooklyn in Texas. San Antonio, my Spurs win by 7 over the Mavericks in San Antonio. And again, that was last night's action. And now tonight you have Miami at Cleveland, Washington and Minnesota. The Bulls at only 3-15. Not a good year for Chicago so far. Hosting Phoenix tonight in Chicago. Utah Jazz home to Denver. And the Milwaukee Bucks on the road at Sacramento. That again is the NBA for this night, Tuesday, November the 28th, 2017. More college basketball. Tim Floyd, who once replaced Phil Jackson as coach of the championship-winning Chicago Bulls, announcing his retirement immediately from basketball after UTEP's loss to Lamar. Again, that happened late Monday night. And so this was Floyd's 7th season at UTEP. His Miners were 1-5 after losing their 5th straight game. Floyd says, I'm done. I've been at this for 42 years. I love this school. My dad played here. Nobody wants to win here more than I do. I think it's time for somebody else to have the opportunity to have the joy I've had, the agony that I've had, the acclaim that I've had, and the heartbreak that I've had in my coaching career. Floyd, at 63, spent 23 seasons as a Division I coach, first at Idaho, then at New Orleans, Iowa State, Southern Cal, and UTEP. He also coached in the NBA for 5 seasons, 4 with Chicago in the final year of the New Orleans Hornets. And so he finishes his college coaching career with 445 victories. Tim Floyd walks away effective immediately last night from the coaching reins at the University of Texas at El Paso. National Hockey League tonight. And from last night, who won last night on the ice? It was Florida skating past New Jersey 3-2. Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, a 5-4 winner over their cross-state rival, the Philadelphia Flyers. Montreal skates past Columbus 3-1. It was Winnipeg 7, Minnesota 2, and the Blackhawks get a 7-3 win on the ice against the Anaheim Ducks in Chicago. Tonight, we've got skating lots in the National Hockey League. Let's see who's there and who's out on the ice tonight. Florida skates against New York and the Rangers in New York. Philadelphia back home against San Jose. Tampa Bay skates at Buffalo. Columbus home in Ohio to Carolina. Vancouver, the Canucks in New York against the Islanders. Detroit hosting L.A. Blackhawks skating in Nashville against the Predators. That's going to be a good one tonight. Predators at 14-6-3. Blackhawks at 12-8-3. That's the standings right now between the two and the National Hockey League. They skate tonight in Nashville, the Predators and the Blackhawks, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Toronto and Calgary against the Flames. Edmonton hosting Arizona. And Dallas will skate in Las Vegas against the Golden Knights. And that is the National Hockey League schedule for this Tuesday, November the 28th, 2017. Quick break. We'll be right back. Got more for you. We're live again. Coming up, top of the hour, Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. We'll get his take on Tennessee football. We'll get his take on what's going on up there on the mountain that you can get as a Christmas gift because 'tis the season. We're 26 days away from Christmas. And also coming up a little bit later on the show, the very latest on Tennessee football. What's going on with UT? We'll have our buddy who knows, he's got his ear to the ground, lots of contacts in Knoxville. We'll talk to Kevin Harmon coming up here in a little while and see what's going on, in his humble opinion, with Tennessee football as the carousel continues in K-Town. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance on show number 642. If you're watching the show, be sure, look right here, be sure and share it or retweet it. Again, from the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and be automatically entered to win $100 cash and other prizes. We have multiple winners, but the first place winner gets $100 cash. Valid on Facebook shares and Twitter retweets, occurring from now through Thursday, December the 14th. Winner will be announced on the air Friday, December the 15th. One $100 cash winner, then multiple prize winners after that. One share or retweet equals one entry. There's no limit on the number of entries you can make. So, again, good luck. Hope you're the one that has the most. And we'll put $100 cash or $100 cashier check, whatever one, or a Visa card, whatever you want. We'll put that in your hot little hand on Friday, December the 15th. So, hey, 9 days away from Christmas? $100 all day long. Help with the Christmas shopping for sure. So be sure and do that, and good luck, and hopefully you'll be the one that has the most, and you'll be the winner. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, show number 642 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's model year closeout with gym employee pricing and 20% off on 17 models at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. It's a great time to take advantage of closeout savings on our selection of over 300 Chevys to choose from. 17 1500 work truck, 23,995. 17 track, 17,548. 17 cruise, 16,488. 17 spark, 10,950. 17 Malibu, 18,985. Closeout savings, Saturday parts and service hours, and shopping online 24/7 will leave you asking, how do they do that?
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, one of our great sponsors, Phil's Dream Pit. I'll tell you, you would want to go out there and get that perfect gift. I'm going to stop there for lunch myself today. The holidays are here, and Phil's Dream Pit has the perfect gift. It's their exclusive, and I'm telling you, it's good. Phil's Dream Pit brand of barbecue sauces. Woo! 2 16-ounce bottles of original and sweet fire in a convenient gift box, or sweet fars, they say back home in West Virginia. Original and sweet far in a convenient gift box. A great gift for a coworker, a friend, teacher, relative, anybody's going to love this. And the best part, it's only $10 plus tax. Again, Phil's Dream Pit barbecue sauces, the perfect Christmas gift with original and sweet fire. You can stop by there, of course, right off Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. You can call them at 349-6437 or check them out at philsdreampit.com on the website. And so that's going on again through Christmas, of course, and it's the perfect gift, the exclusive brand of barbecue sauces, both original and sweet fire, and a convenient gift box at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, 349-6437, the quest for perfect barbecue at Phil's Dream Pit. Women's top 25 college basketball, top 10 goes like this: UConn, Texas, Notre Dame, Louisville, South Carolina, Mississippi State. The Lady Bruins of UCLA at 7th, Ohio State 8th, Baylor 9th, Oregon 10th. The Lady Mountaineers of West Virginia at 11th right now, and the Lady Vols of Tennessee undefeated at 6-0, and they're currently 12th. That's where they were last week. So really only a couple of changes. 1 and 2 stay the same. UConn and Texas are 1 and 2. Notre Dame moves up to number 3. Louisville stays at number 4. South Carolina drops to number 5. And that's your top 5 in women's college basketball. Again, West Virginia in at number 11, and Tennessee's Lady Vols in at number 12. High school basketball from last night. First off on the girls' side, to roll right in with the ladies' top 25. Sullivan South Lady Rebels, Tori Hale coaching the Lady Rebels to a 46-40 victory over Cherokee. Happy Valley blows out University High 58-20, and Cock County's ladies beat Gatlinburg Pittman by 1, 48-47. Twin Springs ladies all over Tri-Cities Christians girls 78-12. Tough night last night for the Lady Eagles of Tri-Cities Christian. Tonight, girls action, Chucky Doak at Sullivan Central, Cloudland at Happy Valley, Crockett's ladies at Sullivan North, Jefferson County's ladies at Dobbins Minute, Kachia at Sullivan South, the homeschoolers, and Unaka at Johnson County. In Southwest Virginia, tonight, girls action, Abington at Rye Cove, Holston at Twin Springs, J. Frank White will be at Thomas Walker, Ridgeview at J.I. Burton, and Sullivan East ladies will be in Gate City to battle the Lady Blue Devils. Who do you think is going to be the new football coach, or should be the new football coach at Tennessee? Let me know what you think and why. The Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Kurt Stevenson said Phil Fulmer should be. Alan Fish says, why not Les Miles? Nobody's mentioning Les Miles, and I agree. Nobody has said anything about Les Miles, who's sitting out there having won a national championship with LSU. He got honored back earlier in the season with he and the national championship team down on the field during one of the halftime or pregame ceremonies at LSU. Why would nobody be taking a look at Les Miles? I agree with that wholeheartedly. Obviously, the guy can recruit. He was a winner on the field, and so won a national championship, had a heck of a one-loss record. Don't have that in front of me, but had a successful one-loss record at LSU and was let go last year. So I'm like Alan Fish. Why would you not? I think that's a legitimate candidate for the football coaching job at Tennessee. But again, my theory is at this point it's a public relations nightmare down there. What's happened with Schiano? So John Curry, of course, defends what he did, and Kevin's going to talk about that coming up next half hour. He was adamant in today's media that why he went after Greg Schiano, and he said, "I stand by that." Okay, that may be his death now, but we'll see. But again, for me, to fix it quick with the first recruiting signing day coming up in about 3 weeks, early signing day for these kids, I go with Phil Fulmer. He's there. Put him on. Tell everybody right up front, 2-year deal, tops, to kind of smooth out the waters, the rough seas, if you will. Help the recruiting, try and get some of these decommits back, like the kid that came Knox Catholic, the Mays kid out of Knox Catholic. Get him back. That would be he's there. He's coached. He's won at Tennessee. A lot of folks didn't like him at the time, but he sure is looking good now. And so he's there, and I don't know whether he'd even do it. I know David Cutcliffe, they reached out to him. He said, no, thanks, but no thanks. Jason Witten said, I'd love to, but I'm not ready to hang up pro football cleats yet. And, again, he doesn't have the experience per se to be a head football coach, but he said like to do that someday. So anyway, who do you think? Let me know. The Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Hello, Jerry McNeil. Hello to Kurt Stevenson. And so we'd love to hear from you. Before we go to the break, let's run down a high school boys action and then also the playoffs, football playoffs coming up this week. The state championship games here in Tennessee. Boys action from last night. Cherokee beat South by 3, 62-59. Southwest Virginia boys played Northwood over Rural Retreat by 7. Tri-Cities Christian upsets Twin Springs by 2. And then tonight you have Chucky Doak at Sullivan Central, Cloudlands guys at Happy Valley, Daniel Boone at Sullivan East, Jefferson County at Dobbins Minute, Kachia at Sullivan South. You also have Unaka at Johnson County, and the Volunteer Falcons. Big Jacob Deal, saw him play at the Hardee's Classic. Big Jacob poured in 30 in a losing cause against South for third place. Big Jacob, you get him going down to Volunteer in Churchill, that kid can play. And so again, the Falcons in Newport tonight to battle Cock County. In Virginia, Holston at Twin Springs, J. Frank White at Thomas Walker. High school football state championships coming up, Thursday night. Thursday at noon. Greenback in 1A football, 13-1, taking on Cornersville, 13-1. In 3A football at 4 o'clock on Thursday, Alcoa 12-2 against Covington, 13-1. And in 5A football on Thursday night, Knox Catholic 11-3, taking on Beach at 14-0. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. All those at Tennessee Tech on Thursday. On Friday, you have all 3 games remaining. Noon, Chattanooga Tyner 12-2 against Union City, 12-2. At 4 o'clock, Greenville, the Green Devils at 14-0, taking on Springfield at 11-3. That's a 4 o'clock kick on Friday. And then the 6A championship, the Maryville Rebels at 13-1, taking on Cane Ridge, 13-1 at 8 o'clock on Friday night for the state championship in those 3 divisions coming out of are being played from Tennessee Tech, in Cookeville. In Virginia, on Saturday, Chilhowie, the Warriors 10-3 at Galax 10-3. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Appomattox will be at Union to take on Union High School, 13-0, 3 o'clock kickoff. Appomattox at 12-1, and so those are the teams still standing in Southwest Virginia that'll be involved in postseason play. And so good luck to those teams playing in Southwest Virginia. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. He's a big sports guy. We'll get his take on where are we going with this Tennessee football program, among other sports topics, and also talk about some gift-giving ideas for you up on the mountain at Bays Mountain Park. Rob Cole joins us next. Bottom of the hour, we'll hear from Kevin Harmon, see what he's got to say. He has his ear to the ground for Tennessee football. We'll get his take on what's happening there. All that straight ahead on show number 642 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance in Blunteville. Their phone number is 323-8726. Bracken Paving, see on the hat, Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available Chick-fil-A, the Crossings of North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature Todd-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park, the park manager. We call him the Hammer. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, Big T, you know I'm not going to complain after a good, big, fat holiday weekend.
A big, fat holiday weekend. That tells me you ate pretty good, right?
Oh, you bet. You bet.
You got it.
Did you proud, man. Did you proud.
Thank you. That's what it's all about. All right, we're going to get into Base Mountain Park in a few minutes. I want to get your take. You're a big sports guy. To me, this is how you not do what they've done, is find a coach. It's like textbook PR Nightmare 101. Tennessee football. In fact, I call it Norfolk and Southern. It's a train wreck down in Knoxville. So what's your take on all this? You're a big UT fan, and you know, how do you fix it? Where did they go wrong? What's your take on it?
Well, I guess, first of all, this is all on Curry.
Yep.
This is all on Curry.
Yep.
Look, whatever you think about Schiano, it's you know, there's never been anything more than hearsay in the deposition, and I get it. You don't want to take chances, and I understand that with the fans. They have every right to make that stance, and it's unfortunate for Schiano if he's not actually guilty of any having witnessed any part of what happened at Penn State. But the fact of the matter is that Curry has a fine PR department there at Tennessee, and if not within the university itself, I'm pretty sure they're contracting with some pretty elite PR firms where you leak a few names and to the media or you know, your backdoor sources and get it out in the social media and on the chat boards and that kind of thing, and then you go in and you look and see what the fan response is. And it's not hard to figure out what the response was going to be to Schiano here locally. I think that's been pretty well established by now. I know that Tennessee has taken a beating from some national writers, but it seems like that tide is bouncing out a little bit with people taking a deeper look at the situation. This is on Curry. This is amateur hour. You know, this is you know, I mean, it's putting it mildly. And the unfortunate thing is, it may not be over. You know, the damage that is done to Schiano's reputation now is an interesting piece of the puzzle. There's the matter of the memorandum of understanding that you know, there's some legal intramural squabbles over whether or not that's enforceable or not, even though Davenport didn't sign it. You know, I can't imagine that UT is going to get off scot-free there unless both parties mutually agreed to walk away. I'm guessing they're going to settle somewhere on a dollar figure on top of paying Butch Jones to go away and paying a buyout for a new coach on top of paying the new coach's salary. It's just an abject failure. It's just a mess that should have just absolutely been avoided. It's just, like I said, it's amateur hour, and it's embarrassing when you have the resources that a University of Tennessee school has. These types of things just shouldn't happen. And you know, it's another thing. You know, you're an AD. One of the skills you've got to be good at is knowing the temperature of the mood in the room where you're operating.
Yep.
What's it like? And knowing what hand to play, and he just looks like right now he's got to be the most out of touch, disengaged, arrogant athletic director we've seen on public record in a while. And you know, he's just giving you the playbook of how not to do it. And while we're at it, I hear a lot about it's all about Gruden, and you know, to some degree, it was about Gruden. If he had a chance during the press conference, and he did multiple times to squash that rumor, he should have done it. He should have done it. Should have just went ahead and laid it out there, and at least said, you know what? If he becomes a candidate, we'll make a hard run at him. If not, we've got to move on. And it's that simple. At some point, you knew he was not going to take the job, whether you had a discussion with him or not, and I know accounts vary there. But at some point, you just lay it out there and you say, look, this isn't a possibility. You know, don't build yourself up to such a frenzy, because the reality is, it's not Gruden. He pulls in somebody other than Schiano. You still lost the press conference because people are expecting Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just handled from the get-go. And I know everybody wanted Gruden. I get that, and I've gone on record as saying you make him tell you no once, twice, and then a third time before you move on. And we don't know that he didn't do that. But what he didn't do was he didn't put it to bed once that was done, said and done. He used it as a smokescreen, and it did him.
We're talking to Rob Cole, Bays Mountain Park, talking a little Tennessee football. Here we get to the park in a moment. So let's character number one or player number one in all this fiasco, John Currie. Does he survive the cut? I say no. I think it's going to cost him his job. I think he's handled this very, very poorly. Get your take on that, and also Greg Schiano. I mean, this guy can be damaged. His career may be tarnished and tainted. And then as I said yesterday on the show, what happens if Ohio State's fan base says, whoa, wait a minute, Tennessee people are right. We don't want this guy on our coaching staff at Ohio State because he's tied into, innocent until proven guilty, but around the program enough that I'd be shocked, Rob Cole, if he didn't see something or know something. These coaches are with each other, 24/7. Well, not all that, but they're with each other 18, 20 hours a day, seems like, during the season. I'm shocked that he didn't know something going on up there with the very tragic situation at Penn State. But I don't know that. He's innocent until proven guilty. But Greg Schiano, his career, where does this lead him? Does this put him in a bind? And John Currie, is he in trouble as AD? First with John Currie, what do you think?
Oh, I think he's definitely in trouble. I mean, he's depending on what winds up happening legally with the memorandum of understanding. I mean, you just unless he can get boosters to cover that financial loss, you've just cost a state university money. Mm-hmm. I think he's very much in danger of losing his job. Obviously with the support he got from the Haslams to get that job, he's going to have support to keep it. But in any other professional world, he's done.
We're talking to Rob Cole, so that's John Currie. I'm with you. I don't think he's going to survive this cut because he's proven that he is in over his head, apparently, at least in this situation. So, Greg Schiano, what about him? What does this tarnish his career as a coach going forward?
Yeah, it's hard not to imagine that it won't. I mean, you don't see his name listed in any other of the many openings that we currently have in college football. You don't see his name anywhere. I'm guessing there's a reason for that. He's by all accounts a brilliant defensive-minded coach. We know what he did with Rutgers in terms of taking a doormat to respectability. Although I might add he lost pretty badly to Butch Jones toward the end of his tenure at Rutgers when he had Rutgers on the national stage. So make of that what you will. But he's by all accounts, a good coach. Hey, look, if you got Meyer in your corner and you got Belichick in your corner, you got pretty good credentials. And so if these allegations, if that hearsay was not accurate, and what transpired over the weekend, just adds on to that. It's hard not to imagine that his career is severely hurt. You look at his earnings as a coordinator versus a head coach, and he's been a head coach at the college and NFL level. Those things notwithstanding, you'd think he'd get another shot. So yeah, I think he's hurt. I think he's been harmed.
Well, the thing about this, about Schiano, again, we're talking to Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. We'll be joined by Spencer coming up in a minute. Then Kevin Harmon's going to join us at the bottom of the hour talking about Tennessee football some more. But you look at Schiano, this guy, if I'm the AD and I'm looking at a coach that's successful, he is not a successful coach. He was 68 and 67 at Rutgers. He coached 2 years at Tampa Bay, 11 and 21 or 22. I don't have it in front of me, but they fired him down there. So if you're looking for a coach that's got stability in a winning program, he didn't have that. I mean, he did take Rutgers to a bowl game, I think 6 out of 10 years, but early on in his career, they were terrible. Now, some would say, yeah, but he got them better and made them better, but 68 and 67 doesn't set the woods on fire for me, so I'm not even sure why you're looking at him to begin with, but he did, and it's a fiasco. Now, they got to pay him some money because, to get him to go away. You still got to pay Butch. You still got to pay his assistants. You got to bring in some money for the new guy. And so I mean, financially, this is a major hit for Tennessee. Your take on the Chancellor, Beverly Davenport. Where's she at in all this? She says, quote, I deeply regret the events of yesterday for everyone involved. The university remains steadfast in its commitment to excellence, and I look forward to John Curry continuing the search for a new coach. So some folks have said, where's she at? It's like, who's on first in Knoxville? Do you think she should get called on the carpet for this too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't tell me that she didn't know that he was about to tender a memorandum of understanding to Schiano to sign. Whether she had signed it at that point or not, you can't tell me that there's not some communication there that suggests that she knows.
Mm-hmm.
She had to. It's a tough deal. It's a bad deal all the way around. It just, again, at a time when Tennessee least needs this kind of attention. Look at the state of our football program. We're arguably worse than Vanderbilt right now. I think we finished dead last in all men's sports in the composite in the SEC last year. I think dead last or next to last. Our even the Lady Vols basketball program after Pat Summitt leaving, it's a harder time. So we're at a point where, and oh, by the way, under Butch Jones's tenure, we saw a Title IX lawsuit that Tennessee is still dealing with.
$2.5 million Title IX lawsuit. You got it. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you look at those things. You got to be, as maybe, careful. When you say you vet someone, you're not just vetting the coach. You're vetting the situation you're currently standing in, and you can't, on the heels of those things, then turn around and go look at someone who, I know it's hearsay, and that's extraordinarily unfortunate for Schiano. Again, if he's innocent, and you have to assume that he is. Again, like you said, we're innocent until proven guilty, and nobody's done that.
Yep.
And the legal reality is, Schiano's a coach with no record other than his name mentioned in a deposition under a hearsay.
Yep.
Point of time, and it's just a mess. But that highlights the key. You knew on written record his name had been attached to something that could possibly put you under another light.
Yep.
Another microscope, if you will, fair or not. We like to say reality steps in here, and we understand all sides of the issue, but obviously, as we saw Sunday, there are a lot of people out there who hold Schiano responsible, whether he truly was or not. And so here we are.
Here we are. The fix for me, before I get into I'll get you into Bays Mountain Park here in just a second. The fix for me, I've said it all day. I've said it all day yesterday. Is Philip Fulmer. He's down there. He's on the staff. He's a proven coach. He's a winner. Won a national championship. Folks didn't like him back in the day, but he looks pretty good now. You got him there. Put him in there for a couple of years. Bring in, so you get T. Martin to come back and be your offensive coordinator from Southern Cal. Evolve for life. That kind of smooths off the turbulent waters. A lot of the alums and a lot of the former players said no more financial donations till we get things fixed. So it's getting back in there and keep this kid from Knox Catholic from decommitting and going somewhere else. I know he's looking at Clemson and among other places. So for me, short fix, real quick. Forget Gruden, forget Lane Kiffin. Stick Fulmer in there if he'll do it. Cutcliffe said no. Jason Witten's not ready. He said no. But Fulmer's there, and I don't know whether he'll do it or not, but that's my take, and so we'll see. Rob Cole, Bays Mountain Park. Tell me, my friend, give me a couple of things. We got a couple of minutes left here. Gift-giving ideas at Bays Mountain Park, and tell me about Jamie Foxx, would you please?
Well, sure. Let's. I guess let's talk about Jamie Foxx for a minute. He's our newest addition to the park, and as the last name would suggest, he is a fox.
He is a fox.
He's actually a red fox, but he's through genetic variations, he's more of a silver-haired fox than he is red, although he's got some red clearly visible in his fur now that he's got his winter fur. And he's one that we're really excited about it. He actually came to us earlier during the summer, and we spent quite a bit of time with him. Our naturalists are and still working with him in terms of socializing him and making sure that he continues to be used to people and used to our staff handling him. He has a really wonderful, sweet disposition. He's obviously, foxes are native to our area, around a year old, and we're really tickled to have him. He's a great addition to the park. He's going to provide the possibility for us to do some really neat interactive programs with him where there is a possibility of perhaps even getting him outside the enclosure to do some interactive programming, if you will, that might engage the visitors a little bit differently than we're used to in the past. And he's just a great addition. We're really excited about having him on board. And I don't want to forget too. We've got a new otter at the park, a young, maybe 9-month-old otter now, and his name is Otto.
Otto the otter.
We introduced him to the otter habitat, and he and the current otter there, the elder Charlie, are getting along wonderfully and doing great. And again, we're a lot of really neat things happening right now at the park, and we're pleased to have these two new additions. Man, what a great time.
We'll get you back on later on this week, talk about gift giving ideas. I got my man Spencer here. We want to get him on, the owner of Bracken Paving. So we'll do that a little bit later on this week. We can get you back on for a phone call for Christmas gift giving ideas at the park. Tell me the hours you're open at Bays Mountain Park, would you please?
Yes, sir. We're open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. on Sunday.
There you go. Get you back on one day this week. Can we do that?
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Yeah, we'll get you back on, let you crow, if you will, for lack of a better term, crow about gift-giving ideas at Bays Mountain Park. So, hey, I'll talk to you soon, man. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for being a sponsor on the show, all right?
Hey, we love it, Big T. Appreciate all you do for Bays Mountain Park and, of course, all other destinations here in the Tri-Cities area. We appreciate all you do for promoting.
You got it, my friend. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir. Good man right there, our buddy Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. We're live here again, as we is, and let's get him on. And I'm not Spencer. I'm old Tom, old Cowboy Tom, as the kid says at school. So you're a cowboy. Well, I don't know if I'm a cowboy, but I'm a buddy of Spencer's, and there we are.
There's April's hero for the new coach of Tennessee.
April thinks it's Peyton Manning?
Well, she thinks it should be.
Oh, I think it should be.
That's her hero. She'd move to Knoxville if they had to do that.
Oh, really? April's all about it?
I think so.
Well, here's the thing with Peyton Manning. He gets down there as a coach, anybody, and he has a subpar or less, then they're going to be on him. I don't care who you are, they're going to be on him. Yeah. Even Peyton Manning would fall to the bad side of Tennessee fans.
I don't know. It's Tennessee's hero there.
I'm just telling you.
I think you're right.
You know how fast they can turn.
Oh, yeah.
So, and not just to Tennessee. I'm not just picking on Tennessee, but just that's
all football fans are that way, right?
Exactly right. They'll turn on you in a heartbeat. What have you done for me today? Is what
that's
they're.
Right.
So, and they fired a guy at Texas A&M. They got to pay him $12 million. He had the second winningest percentage in the history of the school, and they let him go over the weekend. Les Miles, they fired him last year at LSU. The guy won a national championship. So it's nuts. Jimbo Fisher, 89 and 83 and 23, I think he is, at Florida State. They're trying to run him off.
Yeah.
Looks like he's heading to Texas A&M. So, I don't see Peyton. I think he'll have his fingers into it big time about who the next coach is going to be. But
you think he will?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think he already is. I
really?
think he's got input, big time input. So. The man has all the inputs. Jimmy Haslam. The guy, he's not going to go away from Pilot J Fuel. The guy just gave $30 million towards the renovation of Neyland Stadium. So, money talks, don't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man who writes the biggest check gets the biggest say so.
There you go.
Spencer McKenzie's here on the wall. Been looking at this all day long. I'm up here at Bracken Paving. Love coming up here. It's a cool place, and we'll get back up here next month as well for Christmas. Quality protects jobs. Safety protects people. Quality protects jobs, and you guys do it right, don't you?
That's it. Do it right the first time.
Yep. And so
costs more money to do it second time.
See, back home, used to call that licking the calf. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but
Licking
Dad
the
used
calf?
to say, and I don't even know what that means, but he used to say, if you have to go back and do it over or go in behind somebody, it's called licking the calf. I need to check that, find out what that means. That's old West Virginia, but terminology. But the bottom line is, if it's worth doing right the first time, it's worth doing right, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's cheaper to do it right the first time.
Yeah. So, and they pride themselves on that. So, geographically this year, where have you all gone and done jobs? All over the Tri-Cities?
Well, yeah, Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol, Irwin, Abingdon, Greenville, Morristown.
Morristown.
Yeah.
Starting to make some inroads into Morristown.
Yeah. Just did a job up in what is that little town right there? Exit when you get on 40. McDonald's right there off the exit past Morristown. I can't think of the little town right now.
Oh, Bulls Gap.
Well, no, on down toward Knoxville. Yeah.
Strawberry Plains.
Before that,
Rutledge?
I can't think. Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
It's down through yonder.
Yeah, it's down through yonder.
Down through yonder. So
exit.
that's how,
What is that? What is that exit? Right when you get on 40, whatever the first exit is, right there.
Jefferson City, Dandridge.
Yeah, Dandridge.
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 I got you. Okay.
There you go, Dandridge.
Dandridge.
Everybody should remember Dandridge, right?
Dandridge.
Yeah.
On the bell that works. So we're talking to Spencer again.
Get older, you lose it.
Yeah. You snooze, you lose. If you don't use it, you lose it. We're talking again to Spencer again from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. So for folks who missed the earlier segment, cold weather is coming, even though it's not going to the next week or so, but you know it's around the corner. Cold weather really plays havoc with asphalt, doesn't it?
It does. Yep, freeze-thaw cycle's coming. It's
Yep.
coming.
Freeze-thaw. Freeze-thaw. So I'm going to ask you a really dumb question. As far as freezing, if it gets down cold and stays cold for an extended period of time, is that worse than freezing and thawing and freezing thawing?
Well, any change in weather, it's always changing the way the asphalt is contracting and expanding. So any drastic change, quick change, is bad for the asphalt, especially if it's opened up, if it's not protected, and if it gets the water in it. So all of that, weather always has an effect on anything.
So our weather over the last week, upper 20s, low 30s, up into the 50s and 60s. And, I mean, it's making swings, but not that big of swings.
I mean, as long as it's sealed up good, as long as it's a smooth surface, not broken all up, not so the water can get in there. Because the water is what's the problem with the freeze-thaw cycle. But the water's a problem anyway. Water is not good for anything. Foundations.
Water is not good.
Not for those things.
Yeah.
For you and I to drink, it's good, but
for asphalt, no.
Yeah. Well, it's not good for a house either. You get leaks. It's the same thing. It just water does damage. It takes the path of least resistance. That's what Tom says.
Yes, it takes the path of least resistance, and it is true.
Yeah.
So where do you, or how do you get things ready now for the wintertime? What is it you can do for us now?
Well, we could crack seal. We can do some patching. We can do some infrared patching and some crack sealing. So, still can do some paving. We're still doing that. And so if you want to, maintenance-wise, though, crack seal and patchwork. That's what we want to do on the maintenance side. And then paving, of course, we're still in good weather for that. We don't want to get down, if it gets too cold, it's kind of harder to do, but you could do it. But you don't want to get, 40, 50 degree weather, still good weather to pave. Still, cold weather, as long as it's dry, it's good to crack seal, but if it's wet, it won't bond.
So folks out there listening going, okay, he keeps saying it, but what is crack sealing? Tell us, I guess it's somewhat self-explanatory.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have a crack in your driveway, we have a product that's made. Basically, it's a petroleum product, but it's kind of like it has some polymers in it to harden it up. It never gets real hard. It's more flexible, and it's almost like tar, but it sets up hard when it freezes, and but yet it's pliable. And so when you get that heat, expand, contraction in your cracks, it moves with that crack. If you buy the stuff like from Lowe's, it gets really hard, and so when it freezes and that asphalt, that crack opens up, that hard stuff from Lowe's, it just pulls apart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the product we've got, when it opens up, it expands with it to keep it closed, so it's sealed up the right way. If it can't flex, it'll just pull apart. So what our product does is flexes. It acts as almost like a like a rubber almost, but it's not. It's not a rubber product. It is a petroleum product, more like a tar with latex in it, you could say.
Got to tell you, they came by and crack sealed my driveway a year ago, and it saved. I mean, it saved it. I mean, it's going to have to get repaved here soon, but it crack sealed it a year ago, and it's exactly what you're talking about. The black strips went across those cracks, and they've stayed right there, and they've not come up with the snow or the ice or the rain from last winter. So I want to say hello to Nikki Palmer. Hello, Nikki. Also, Renee McNeil and Vincent Red and Tim Daughtery and Connie Moore. Some of the folks watching the show, we appreciate that very much. We're here live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. 323-8726 is the number to call. You're doing residential and commercial. You'll do that now. And so if you have a business out there, need some crack sealing done before the cold weather gets in here, or a residential driveway, or I guess the driveway is what you do primarily is residential, right?
Yeah, residential and commercial both. Yeah. Do either one of those, I
know Tommy's talked in the past about doing ball courts, basketball courts and tennis courts. You've done some of those too.
We've done some of those.
Yeah, but primarily it's driveways, I guess, for residential.
Yeah.
So
and then commercial striping still, we can do that. If you need some striping done, we could get that done for you too, or parking blocks, stuff like that. Anything to do with in parking lot maintenance, or anything to do with signs and stuff like that. We primarily would do signs when we're paving a new lot or something, but if somebody needs something, we can do it.
Also getting into concrete now. Those bright yellow trucks all over the Tri-Cities, they're moving all the time, the big Bracken Paving bright yellow trucks. And so concrete, you're jumping into concrete, and it's been good for you.
Yep, we're starting to move that direction. We're doing bought a curb machine, doing some curbing, and did some curb and gutter. Did some for the city of Bristol this year. Did a parking lot for them, and put the curb down, put curb and gutter down. Doing a couple of little driveways here and there. So, trying to get our feet in that. So, build that and expand that.
What separates you from the competition? There's a lot of it out there. Why do you think Bracken Paving is above the XYZ competition?
Again, I'd say it's our people. The experience that we've got with our people, and the job that they do. We got a sign here that says Bracken at our best this year, and that's what we've worked at, is being Bracken at its best. And our employees, the years of experience they've got, the care and the quality that they put. It's like, I tell customers, if you want to know, our guys come on the job, and when they come on the job, they're concerned about your driveway. They're not concerned about the next thing they're doing. They're concerned about where they are and what they're doing right now, and making sure that gets taken care of before they move on. And they are. That's why we get the work we get, is because of the work they do. Mm-hmm. And they do a quality job, and they're concerned with the job they're on to make sure it's done and done right and done well. And so
I'm glad you said that, because I've seen some other, not necessarily paving, but home construction, where they work on your place for a while, and they jump in the truck, go down to this other job for a while, and they come back, and I'm thinking, why don't you just stay on the job you're on and get it done, then move to the next one? But they don't do it that way. But with you guys, that's how you do it.
Well, that's how we do it. I mean, and that's the way our makeup is. We come out, and if there's certain things that you have to do in stages, and so that might be a reason for some of that jumping around for things. But most of ours, we'll come in, if we're going to pave, we're going to grade one day, pave the next. Seal coating, if we got to do some patchwork, we'll come in, do the patchwork. That patch crew does that, and the seal coat crew will come in, and they can crack fill and seal coat in the first day. And the other thing is, we do like to get in there and get out of there, get out of your way, get your job done, and get out of the way, so you can have your home back or your business back as quick as possible.
There you go.
And so, not only do we care about the quality, but we also care about trying not to inconvenience the customers as much as possible. Keep it quick, keep it good, keep it quality, and get in and get it done and get out.
Quality protects jobs, safety protects people. How about that? That's good.
That's a good thing, and that's true. You've got to have. If you don't have quality, you won't have a job very long. And if you're not safe, you're who wants to work for you if you're not safe?
Mm-hmm.
We want to be safe and keep our people safe. Because when it comes right down to it, people are the most important thing on the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want people to, their number one job for every person that comes here is to make sure they go home to their family at night.
There you go.
That's what we tell them, and that is the most important thing, because that's what we want to see. I want to go home to my family, and I want them to go home to their family safe.
Safe. In
good condition and not hurt.
You want me to hit it?
Hit it. Boom.
There you go.
There it is. Thank you, April.
Thank you, April. Thank you for the bell, dear. 323-8726. In closing here, Tommy is out right now giving quotes and taking measurements and quoting.
I think he's in the office right now.
For 2018. He was supposed to come in and talk to me about his beloved Kentucky basketball team.
Well, you better tell him to get in here.
And the Blackhawks,
yep,
his hockey team.
Is he embarrassed of him or something?
I don't know. He hasn't come in and say hello to me. Have I made him mad, you think?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so?
No.
I hope not.
No.
He's a dear friend.
He's not the type to get mad and stay mad.
No. He just lets it rip and go. But I don't know if I'm...
He may not think there needs to be any explanation for Kentucky.
May not. Yeah. May not. I don't know.
You know, it speaks for itself.
It just speaks for itself.
That's what he says, right?
Who's your favorite football team?
Well,
them boys down in South Carolina?
Well, I like Clemson, so I'm going to stick with Clemson right now. We're not going to talk about the NFL, so we're just talking about Clemson.
No. We don't NFL. Yeah. Clemson Tigers taking on Miami for the ACC Championship, 8 o'clock Saturday night. If I call about 8:05 to Spencer's cell phone, there's a good chance he's not going to answer. He's going to be dialed into this game in front of the tube.
Who's going to win? Who do you think's going to win?
Clemson.
There you go. See?
Yep.
I've already converted you. What can I say?
There it is. Thanks for letting me come up here, man.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah. Love coming up here. Come up here next month, too. Even though it's off-season, but it's not off-season because they're already getting ready for 2018, so any month's a good month to come up here at Bracken. We've been coming up 2 or 3 months in a row and love doing it, so we enjoy it very much. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, and when we do, we'll go and talk and get the very latest on Tennessee football. See what in the world is it's been a train wreck. We've talked about it a lot, and it's the topic right now everybody's talking about in this state. A lot of folks about the Tennessee football head coaching job. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Kevin Harmon. He'll give us the very latest. He's the man who keeps us in touch with his ear to the ground, and he's got the contacts in Knoxville to do it. He joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phone as promised. He's here. Kevin Harmon with us again, live as he was yesterday, this time on the phone. Good afternoon, sir. What is the latest on Tennessee football? Give me the very latest going on. What are you hearing?
Well, the latest is that they offered Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State a contract, and the word is that it's $8.6 million a year. Haven't really been able to verify that, but it's pretty hot and heavy. Jimmy Hyams has reported it on Twitter that Mike Gundy is the one they're getting the offer to, and they're trying to hire him from Oklahoma State. That's going to be tough because he went to Oklahoma State. He's been there a long time. But there's something out there that's made them offer him for some reason. So somebody may have an inside that I don't have, but it's been reported that they've offered the job to Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State. You know, he's also the school that T-Bone Pickens is the big booster there. You know, he's in the oil business out in Texas, and he's got a ton of money. So it might be kind of hard to pry him away. I don't know. But my understanding, too, is that Philip Fulmer is the one leading this search now. It's not John Curry. So I don't know what that means. But Fulmer is evidently heavily involved now.
Okay, as he should be, because he's involved for life. So, all right, let's do a scenario. He gets Mike Gundy to Oklahoma State. What'd you say, for $8.6 million? Is that right?
That's the number that's been thrown out. And of course, we don't know how accurate that is, but that's the number I read. Yes, $8.6 million.
All right, so whoever you get, you're going to have to pay some big bucks to get him. Does Tennessee have to pay Greg Schiano anything? Is they off the hook financially with him or not? Because I keep hearing they're not off the hook. They're going to have to pay him some money.
It's come out too that Davenport never signed the memorandum of agreement. She has to sign it. I don't see any way possible they owe him money.
Okay.
I don't see it. They didn't sign a contract. They just signed a letter of intent, you know, which spells out terms. You know, this is what the bonus is. It spells out all the numbers. Those are not binding in the court of law. And it's just an understanding of this is what we agreed to. We're going to put it on paper, and we're going to sign it so that when it goes into the contract, this is what goes in. But that's not the contract. And it says specifically on there, this is not a contract.
Exactly.
It's not. Yeah. So there's no gray area on a memorandum of understanding or a letter of intent.
We're talking to Kevin Harmon. We're live again in Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Tommy Wyman is going to join us coming up here to kind of wrap up the show. So, Mike Gundy, what's your take on this guy? I haven't heard much about him out there. Is this a good fit? Is this a desperation pick? Is this another here we go again, another Kiffin, Dooley, and Jones? What do you think?
No, he's a proven head coach. I mean, he's been in a Power 5 conference with Oklahoma State. He's done very well. He has elite offenses. He wouldn't have to have a defensive coordinator. He'll play defense in the Big 12, but we'd have to have a defensive coordinator that he has to leave alone, and we'd have to pay some money to. But as far as the head coach, he's proven himself. I mean, he would be a win for Tennessee. And at this point in the game, they're able to pull a guy like Mike Gundy out of Oklahoma State. He doesn't recruit the area that well, so you have to learn all that, but that's what you got staff for. But he does have an exciting brand of football. They lost Oklahoma 62-52. You don't want to give up 62, but I'd love to score 52 again. So yeah, it'd be a big time hire. I mean, it would be a great comeback considering everything the Tennessee fans have been through.
John Gruden, off the table, on the table?
He's off.
Lane Kiffin.
Not sure he was ever really on.
No, I don't think.
I think Lane Kiffin was being tossed around mainly by fans, people who are desperate. I tell you. So they hired Kiffin after everything went down, and what happened to Schiano? I mean, I just don't get that. I wouldn't get that. I'd rather hire T. Martin.
Les Miles.
They claim he wants to be back in the picture, but it looks like Tennessee hasn't talked to him. So I don't see that as an option right now. It may come to that, but right now it's Mike Gundy.
So if Mike Gundy, I mean, what's your gut? Do you think he'll stay at Oklahoma State? Well, can Tennessee woo him away?
I don't know why he turned them down in 2012 when they got Jones. So I'm not sure if he's just trying to get a raise from Oklahoma State or if he's serious. I'm not sure what made him go in that direction. something pushed them towards him. I'm not sure what it was, but if it's his camp reaching out, then there's obviously some interest there. So you got to go with that.
Would it be, we're talking to Kevin Harmon, would moving or transitioning or transferring, I should say, from Oklahoma State to Tennessee, given the program right now at UT, is that a step up, a lateral move? What would that be, in your humble opinion, going from Oklahoma State to Tennessee?
Well, it'd be a step up. In Oklahoma State, you're second fiddle to Oklahoma.
Right.
You don't really have that in this state. And the fan base here is beyond awesome. We made them get back off of a coach. So yeah, I think it would be a step up. It's a tougher conference for sure. So I don't see in any form or fashion how this would be a step down.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our ear to the ground. We may get you back tomorrow as well, because it's the ever-evolving scenario of Tennessee football.
This morning there was nothing, and all of a sudden 3 hours later it's hot again.
Yeah, well, there's a sense of urgency to get a coach in there. Again, it's not about to fire, it's about to hire, and they got to make the right one, and for recruiting and everything else. So, Mike Gundy, the very latest, $8.6 million contract to get him into K-Town, so we'll see if it happens. Kevin Harmon, you're awesome, my friend. I'll talk to you tomorrow, all right?
Hi, Tom. Bye-bye.
Yeah, great job again, our buddy Kevin Harmon, again, checking in with us. So, put those headphones on, Tommy Wyman. What do you think? He's a big Tennessee guy. A Kentucky guy, rather. And so, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State, what do you think?
This is just absolutely awesome. It doesn't matter how bad any other team or any other program is in the country or how bad anybody played on Saturday. Tennessee has just trumped everybody in the sporting world.
Yeah.
And if I was a coach and they wanted me, oh yeah, they'd be opening up the pocketbook. Why would I come to this dumpster fire?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. You let the fans decide who your coach is. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Well,
although they're the ones who put their butts in the stands, and they're the ones who are going to complain and everything else. So I understand that too at the same time. But man, it's interesting. It's great stuff.
I think Tennessee fans have set a precedent. I think you're going to see going forward, you're going to see more fan bases getting involved and more knee-jerk reactions by the administration of these schools. I think we've opened up Pandora's box.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And you've got a few of the because we were following a couple of the radio podcasts or whatever they were from Tennessee, and they were giving out the athletic director's Twitter account and his phone number, and I'm thinking to myself, really? Is it that bad? The one guy was crying on his podcast. He acted like, and he said, admittedly, that he felt like somebody died in his family. I'm like, man, it's just sports, for God's sakes.
What?
He felt like somebody died in his family.
Oh, come on.
Seriously. No lie. Swear to God. You can ask my wife. We sat there and listened to it and looked at each other and just started laughing. And he was crying on his podcast. Couldn't believe it.
Wow.
It's just sports, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. Well, this is what I say on this show, and I've said it many, many times, and I'm going to stick by it. Sports is one spoke in the wheel of life, and some folks make sports the only spoke in the wheel of life, and that's not the way it is. We've got other situations in this country, in this world, that far supersede sports, but it works for this show, obviously. But no, I don't take it too serious. It is what it is, as they say. But to sit down and break down crying, because
sports are for show, they're for entertainment, and to take you away from your troubles for a few hours.
Yep.
And it's remarkable. It's remarkable, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, you hit it on the head. They've opened Pandora's box, and you'll see other programs now, if they don't like who they're talking about hiring, all of a sudden everybody will sit there and start stomping their feet and pounding their fists and saying, no, we can't do that.
Well, I keep going back to Greg Schiano. Again, we're talking to Tommy Wyman here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, who works here at Bracken, and dear friend, love this guy to death. We go back, 18 years at least?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the South days. And so
yep.
What happens if Ohio State's fan base says, and I don't know if they won't, I don't know if they will or won't, but what if they go, no, wait a minute. UT didn't want this guy because, again, he's innocent until proven guilty, but he was in and around this Penn State tragedy that happened with the late Joe Paterno and Jerry Sandusky. So what if Ohio State's fan base says, whoa, we don't want this guy around our guys up at Ohio State because of what happened?
It'll happen. They'll have to. They'll have to get rid of him. It'll be too much of an uproar. But the problem is that that he wasn't. They cleared him of everything. That there was no there's no lingering problem, no nothing. I mean, he wasn't part of the whole thing. It's
crazy.
It's amazing. I was listening to Feinbaum yesterday and ESPN, and Feinbaum thought it would be a great hire. And Laura Rutledge, and they were defending the guy, especially because everybody's flipping out over this. That's them. They know more than I do.
Yeah.
But it's just such a clusterfudge. But like I said, if I was a coach coming in, if I was Gundy from, if I was the guy from Oklahoma State, forget that. Give me more money than $8.5 million.
Well, this is what I said yesterday. John Gruden, of course, Kevin says he's off the table, but anybody, he was never on the table, but anybody sitting out there and going, okay, I'm going to save your bacon now because you guys, it's a PR nightmare, so you better open up the checkbook. If you want me to come, this is what I got to have. And they got to get somebody fairly quickly now because that first recruiting date's coming up on December the 20th, and they've got these kids decommitting down at UT, and so they've got to get somebody. And whoever's going to say, okay, here's what I got to have. Here's what I was going to have, and now you need me to pull you out of the fire. Here's what I got to have, and they're going to have to pay it.
This person is not only being a coach, he is now a PR person to get rid of this fire. I mean,
absolutely.
And here's the thing: is realistically, they waited too long to fire Butch Jones anyhow.
He
should have been fired after the Kentucky game.
I said that as well,
if not before. And you've had all these commits. You had a guy from Knoxville who's been committed for 2 years, saying he's going there, and then he decommits.
Yep.
What does that tell you? There's a major problem.
It tells you we got problems in K-Town. What it tells you. We're talking to Tommy Wyman. Better get us both on the screen here. Thanks to everybody sharing the show. I just got a text from Jeremiah, my IT guy, said the numbers are through the roof today. Thank you. It's probably because we've had Spencer on. I think that's probably what's done it.
Oh, yeah, it's all because of Spencer. If you had April, you wouldn't even be able to keep up. This thing would crash.
Oh, it would crash.
It would crash in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah.
Numbers, yeah.
The computer would be smoking right now.
Your Kentucky Wildcat basketball team, what do you think? Well, let's talk football. They got embarrassed. Is Stoops in trouble up there in Kentucky, and should he be a football coach?
He doesn't have to worry about it. Tennessee's taking that out of the play. No, he has gotten ripped on big time. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Every program is got grace period for a few weeks because of this. It's hysterical. All they can talk about is Tennessee. It is. I mean, we were listening to the program Sunday morning, and this is all we listened to.
Oh, yeah.
But he I think honestly, he was supposed to go down on a recruiting trip yesterday, and the athletic director said, "No, you're doing your call-in show, and you're answering questions." Because even during his press conferences, he never answers the questions. And 7-5 is a great record. 7-5 is a great record last year. 7-5 this year is miserable because we should have never lost to Florida especially the way we did. Ole Miss was bad, and then just getting blown out. Georgia I expected to get blown out, but we weren't even competitive with Louisville at home on top of it. I mean, there's just major problems in there. I don't know what it is, but it's just a major – and I don't think you're going to have the enthusiasm going to a bowl game. I mean, they're going to go to a bowl game, and they're going to get hammered. I don't care who they play. They're going to get hammered. They are. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I'll take the over-under on that one big time.
That's my man talking about his beloved Wildcat football team.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're not a 7-5 team.
Well, but they beat Tennessee.
They did.
And that made a lot of people up in the Bluegrass State happy campers because they beat the Vols.
That's exactly when you should have fired Butch Jones, just like they did Dooley. If Kentucky can beat Tennessee, that person needs to go.
I agree with you. They waited too long to get rid of Butch. I've said that all along, and I maintain that. I think after the Georgia debacle, that's when you cut him because you know that we're playing for the future at this point and keeping these recruits.
Yeah.
But what's done is done. Kentucky basketball, John Calipari, the Bucks went up there and made a pretty good representation. They got beat by 17, but I thought they had a pretty good showing to get beat by 17 at Kentucky with a young basketball team like the East Tennessee State. Thought that was a pretty good showing. But what's your take on Kentucky basketball?
They played good. ETSU played really good up there. It's just going to take them time. I mean, you've got all these freshmen. It's coming together, learning to play together, and they've actually improved over the last couple of games, so they'll be all right. I mean, unless I see something happens that I see, they're not winning any national championship. That's for sure. They'll get in the tournament, but other than that, I mean, I don't see them. But you never know. It's playing for now. You're practicing now to play for March.
That's what Calipari said. He said, we're kind of taking all the pieces and moving them around, getting them fitted and molded. So talk to me in February and March when it's going to count. And he's right. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Exactly.
Hockey, the National Hockey League. Tonight, the Preds 14-6-3 hosting your Blackhawks 12-8-3. Two of the better teams in the National Hockey League, obviously, by virtue of the wins. So what's your take on the Blackhawks and the Preds tonight?
Oh, the Hawks will always win. It doesn't matter who they're playing. I don't care. They're always. Gotta love Blackhawks. Gotta love the Blackhawks.
That's why they've got 8 beside their name there. 12-8-3. But go ahead, I'm listening.
It's all right. It happens.
Yeah, it does.
You can't win them all.
No.
You can try, but you can't.
No.
Not in hockey.
Who's the best team in hockey right now?
Boy, you know what? Las Vegas is really cool. I mean, the way they came out of the gate and everything. I mean, Nashville's still up there. They're not a bad team. I don't even know who the best team is. Oh, New Jersey, I think.
Here's your team with the most wins right now.
Jersey.
Maple Leafs. Tampa Bay's got 16. I'm scanning here. Toronto. The Maple Leafs got 15 rather.
I'm not a believer
Vegas
in either
got
one
15.
of them. I'm a believer in Jersey more than I am anything else. They got a great goalie too.
Columbus has got 15 wins. Islanders 14. Rangers have 13. So
see, they came out of the gate too quick. We're just pacing ourselves.
Yeah. Blackhawks 12-8-3. Won last night against the Ducks in Chicago.
Hammered them 7-4.
7-3, 7-4. So anyway, your beloved Cubs off season. What's going on with them? Anything? Arrieta's gone, isn't he?
Who knows? A little bit of rebuilding, a little tweaking here and there. They were kind of a little bit of a disappointment last year. I mean, they came through, but they were a little disappointment.
Yeah.
Wait till next year.
All right. So the latest we're hearing in Knoxville is Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State coach, who told him no back in 12. That's when he went and got Butch Jones. So I don't know.
That worked out well.
Yeah, that was big for him. And then, as Kevin said, the big money guy in Knoxville is Jimmy Haslam. The big money guy in Stillwater is T-Bone Pickens. So he may open up the checkbook and say, "Hold on, big dog." And some of these guys, let's be honest, some of these guys play their current school like a fiddle to get a pay raise.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Or the school hears that they're thinking about going to another team, and before they even come back and say, "Hey, I'm going to go," throw that money at them.
Yeah, a little security money.
Exactly. New car, new house, a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It works out well.
Oh yeah. So, but college sports is amateur sports. It's not really professional. It's not really a business.
No, not at all. I just, I love that those guys have buyouts.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I have never seen a contract that has a buyout other than college coaches and pro coaches. I don't even know pro coaches do. I think it's just college ones. That's hysterical.
I want to read this before we get out of here because you'll love these
Kevin
numbers.
Sumlin getting $10.8 million within 60 days, whether he has a coaching job or not.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Check this out. This is what these guys are getting. Brett Bielema, 5.9 from Arkansas.
Nice.
Mike Riley, Nebraska, 6.6. Arizona State's Todd Graham. He gets all of this. Some coaches will get some schools get some offset relief if their fired coaches are hired somewhere else, but some will owe their fired coaches a full buyout regardless whether they take another job. That is the case with Arizona State. They're going to pay Todd Graham $12.3 million. Kevin Sumlin, whether he goes somewhere else or not, they're going to pay this guy $10.4 million. Plenty of money to go to Food City, get Pop-Tarts and Beanie Weenies. Jim Mora, UCLA, 12.2. Tennessee owes Butch Jones 8.3. That's not counting the assistants. That's just Butch Jones. You got to pay the assistants to get them out of there too.
Yep.
Then you got to pay more to get the new assistants coming in. That's how it works. So it's big business. Florida's not even announced how they're going to pay Jim McElwain, who they canned. So the point of all this is USA Today said that just over the weekend that the schools and the FBS are on the hook for $60 million in buyouts owed to their former coaches. Unbelievable.
It's not a business.
Here's what I don't get. I should have asked Spencer, he's owner of the company. How do you hire a guy for this amount of money, but you fire him, you pay him more? That's what I don't get. Butch Jones getting what, 4.9 or whatever it was, 4 point something, and so they can him. He's going to get 8.3. Sumlin was not making $10 million a year as a coach, but they make more if they get fired.
It makes no sense. They've got great agents. That's for darn sure.
Well, yeah, great attorneys, great agents. Makes no sense that you hire a guy, let's use us for $10 an hour, and you fire him as he's leaving, and you pay him $20 an hour to get rid of him.
Yep.
Makes no sense.
Oh, it makes total sense, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. That's how business is supposed to work.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you make money, right?
That's it. So
it's because colleges have deep deep, deep alumni pockets.
That's it. And the alumni drive the bus more than people realize. So,
oh, yeah.
A.K.A. Jimmy Haslam and some of the other folks, not just him down in K-Town. And I'm sure Kentucky's got their big money.
Oh, okay, they got their big money out there, too.
Oh, yeah, everybody does.
Everybody does. That's right. They're feeding off the trough.
Cade Ballard, congratulations to Cade before we get out of here, was named for the Greenville High School football star. He can play, was named Tennessee Titans Mr. Football for Class 4A during a lunch at Nissan Stadium. Only a junior, back next year. Elizabethton will see him next year down there in the regular season. 774 completions out of 212 attempts for 2,930 yards and 35 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 912 yards and 16 touchdowns. They will play Spring Hill Friday at 7 o'clock for the 4A football title. So congratulations to, again, Cade Ballard of Greenville from our neck of the woods, winning the Mr. Football Award in 4A football.
Go Green Devils.
Go Green Devils.
Gotta love them.
All right. We're out of here, my friend.
Right on, my brother.
You out. Where'd you go today? Rogersville?
I was in Rogersville and in Bristol.
All right, look up in the camera and tell folks how they need for 2018 to get on board Bracken Paving, because you're doing quotes now, right?
Oh, yeah. Just call April up, 423-323-8726. Call April up, and she'll schedule a time. Sealing, it's a little too late to do that now. It's just too cold out right now, but we can still do crack fill, do that all year long. Still can do striping as long as we have 40 degrees and rising.
There you go. So it's all good.
That's it.
So you're the man. I'm glad you came by. I know you were busy. I appreciate you coming back, and you're getting ready to go back out, aren't you? Hit the trail?
Now I'm going to actually start writing Christmas cards.
Oh, well, don't just save the postage and give me mine as I leave.
Well, no, you didn't do anything with us. Only the people that do stuff with us get personalized Christmas cards.
I thought it was a personal Christmas card.
No, April takes care of all the residential, and I do all the commercial. We handwrite them.
Do you really?
Yes, we do.
That's awesome.
We appreciate everybody that does anything with us. Very much so. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in business.
You hit that bell. That's April's bell. My bell died.
Oh.
What if I could take it with me?
You'll have to fight over it, I'm telling you.
Hit this one, because this one's kind of a weenie bell. Actually, it's okay now.
Well, yeah, I don't know how you're hitting it, Tom, but
I'm hitting it too hard.
You might be hitting it with the left hand instead of the right. She'll fight you for her bell.
No, I'm not gonna take her bell.
No, she'll fight you for
it. No, I'm not even gonna.
She's got a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger in her.
There's
a lot of anger. She'll beat you.
They sell them at stores across the Tri-Cities. I'm not gonna take the woman's bell. It ain't worth a fight getting out of here.
No, you won't get out of here.
No, that's it. There ends the problem. So
that's it.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Thanks, man.
Yep, he's the man. I appreciate him very, very much. Dear friend, my man Tommy Wyman here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's pull back up this camera before we get out of here. And again, say thanks to our guest. Again, it's been a fun show. Thanks for the numbers. Again, numbers very strong again today. Thank you. It continues to grow. Here we go. Here's where you can share, retweet images of the show and be automatically entered to win $100 cash now through December the 14th. We'll announce the winner on December the 15th. Why would you not try and win $100 cash? I'm going to write you a check. Not write you a check, cashier's check, or give you cash or a Visa card, or however we're going to do it for $100. There's going to be other multiple winners as well. So be sure and share or retweet this show, please. And one share or retweet equals one entry. There's no limit on the number of entries you can make. So it's just that easy. All right, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Tomorrow, either at Movement Mortgage or I'm at Chick-fil-A. I can't remember which one. Thursday, I'm going to be at Champion Chevrolet. Then Friday, we'll be at Food City on that fantastic one-day sale coming up at Food City. And then we'll be at Virginia Avenue Food City in Bristol on Friday. Looking forward to being up there and hanging out with Jamie and the folks at Food City on Virginia Avenue in Bristol, Virginia. So we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Thanks to our guest today, Joe Vento, talking Buck basketball from the Johnson City Press, Rob Cole, the park manager from Bays Mountain Park, Spencer McKenzie, of course, the owner of Bracken Paving, Tommy Wyman, dear friend, of course, who also works here at Bracken Paving, and also Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park, and Kevin Harmon talking Tennessee football, and the very latest, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. They're chasing him, and they're throwing around a figure at $8.6 million to get Mike Gundy, which is absurd, but it is what it is. And so we'll see by this time tomorrow. We'll rejoin you and see what's going on tomorrow, and we'll start breaking down the championship games tomorrow in college football. Wrapping up show number 642. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Again, the Verse of the day we've talked about throughout the show. I will never leave you nor forsake you. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. You can't beat that. Hit that bell. Where'd it go? What did I do to the bell? Uh-oh. Where is her bell? Uh-oh. Oh, he took it. He took it with him. So, anyway, out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Rejoining you tomorrow, and again at 11 o'clock for Movement Mortgage or Chick-fil-A. I can't remember which one of the two. Until then, for Spencer and the folks here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726, we'll tell you to close it out. Win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody, and thanks for giving us a listen. Don't forget this show's archived. You can go back and watch it.